One question that I've always asked is why couldn't our teen travel tour have done California as a road trip? But given how we only have a 10-night time frame, it's actually quite obvious. There's a 10-hour time limit for each day that we're on the bus. So that would actually severely constrict how far you can get in a day. And it would take at least 5 days to get there. California is like at best 42 hours. Like, what it is that you start off going on a GWB to that on, I don't know, like probably I-80, to be quite honest. You'd probably be on I-80, then take that into I-76, into I-71, into I-70, but that would be your entire first day. Pretty much, once you get to about Akron, you'd already have to spend your first night there. Then it's just a breeze down I-70 for at least some time, but again, watch those times. Because if we're already spending 3 hours getting through Ohio, Indiana's also going to be about 3 hours. Illinois is going to be about 3 hours. Realistically, you'd make it to somewhere in the St. Louis metro area to end off day 2. Day 3 starts. We're still staying out on I-70. However, we're not going to make it all the way across Kansas. We're just not. It's about 4 hours to Missouri and 7.5 hours through Kansas. Realistically, we'd have to sleep somewhere in the western part of the state right off I-70. I'd say a place like Goodland, Kansas, but Goodland, Kansas is too far west, and we wouldn't make it to Goodland within a 10-hour time frame. It would have to be further east than Goodland. I think now you can start to understand a lot of the problems behind doing such a trip. Colorado would be another 7 to 8 hours to traverse the state because of Denver. So you'd make it to somewhere around eastern Utah. You'd make it to somewhere in eastern Utah about an hour away from there. Now, I-70 in Utah, I don't think is actually too unmanageable, and I think you could actually make it down to I-15 within 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, and then make it down I-15, which at that point really only is about 2 hours through Utah, 30 minutes through Arizona, 2 hours through Las Vegas, and you're already in Nevada. So I actually really think that from that point in eastern Utah, you could make it very close to LA. You could make it to the West Coast within that allotted time frame. But just think of how many nights it took you to take there, because again of how far everything is. And then factor in sightseeing. This trip does involve going through major cities. You're going to be going through St. Louis. You're going to be going through Denver. You're going to be going through Indianapolis. You're going to be passing pretty close to cities like Columbus. No, you're going through Columbus. I meant Cincinnati is a city you're going to be passing pretty close to. You're going to want to do sightseeing, but you literally can't. Las Vegas is about the first city you could actually sightsee in. So I love the idea of doing a road trip to California on a camp trip. Not going to work.